Sorry about that. My name is Áine, and I'd like to say thank you very much to Gertrude and all of the yeah, that's fine. For all the speakers and to everyone who came and stayed so long. A few years ago, I was working in Ireland on social and economic policy, mostly some educational and linguistic policy, with non-profit organizations, and we started to get a lot of data sets available, we started to get a lot of information available, and if I only could find a tool that would allow me to visualize this data and to somehow replicate some of the research that had been going on, I would have been delighted. Well, of course, I found that tool is R, but then when I tried to learn it, I had to learn it, of course, on my own, as many of us do. There were no courses in my area, there were no other learners. So last year I moved to Inverness in Scotland from Ireland, and I said, well, it would be great if I could start an R user group in this area, if there are a few other people. Of course, when I went then to look to see if this fantastic tool with so many packages, if there was information available on starting a user group and building your networks and developing your user network, that would be fantastic. But of course there wasn't. There was, I think, one A4 size sheet I found online somewhere. So I thought it would be great if we had a toolbox for organization. So what I'm proposing to do is put together our crowdsourced information, if you're willing to share it with me, on how to set up and run a RUG, including information on and tips on finding other R users, finding a venue, promoting your meetings. These are kind of, I suppose, these are skills that you wouldn't necessarily have developed in the course of learning R. I thought we could also have repositories of template documents, examples of good practice, and kind of maybe some case studies of what really works well and what doesn't work very well. I thought as well it might be an idea to put it on GitHub, since everybody else is already on GitHub already. If you want to go on to the next one. I would ask you to share as many of your templates, template policies, template even speeches, feedback and stories. If you have any ideas about what a RUG should do and how, please let me know. And what I propose to do is curate that and make it available to everybody, eventually, hopefully, as a book-down handbook that people can have and maybe translate. And if you are wondering what kinds of information I'd be interested in knowing, have a look at the SurveyMonkey that I've prepared for this. That would ask you to look at the way that your RUGs have been set up and have been run. How many people here participate in a RUG, an R user group? How many of you are the organizers of that user group? Oh my goodness. All the users of R, and so few. And how many of you had to start everything basically from scratch? Okay. You too. Okay. That was one place I hadn't started. Okay, do you want to go on to the next? Sure. And the next? Steph Locke, who was speaking earlier today, has given us a counter opinion of how it might be. This was actually meant to be, I think, a bit of a joke. But we could maybe have some helpful information for people to do it in a more positive way. And then one of my final reasons for doing this is because you never know who you might meet at a RUG. That's me with Roman Popat, who runs the Edinburgh R user group, and some guy.